So you had three boys.
Yes.
How was that? I mean, you had to. So you got four. You had four boys growing up.
And three sons.
Now you got three boys now. How is that journey? What's the ages? What's the age group?
So I have a 17, 12, and 11-year-old.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wow. So
Yeah.
the last two.
The last two I think are better than the first one because my first one, it was trial and error. you know, he got a lot of my brokenness, but thankfully I was able to kind of uh
He
fix
grew up
that a little.
with you. He grew up with you.
Yes, he grew up with me. So now he's at 17. I get to see the fruit of even my change. And when I change, I can see what I implemented in him. And my younger two, I would have to say my younger two are solid. Like they got the whole version of me. So not that I'm completely whole, but they
Yeah.
got a better version of
The
me.
spoiled rotten, probably.
Actually, no. I do implement like you gotta work, not work for, but you gotta, a man who don't work don't eat. So you gotta put in some work to get some of these things.
mamas do boys. Hey, yeah, mamas do a number on boys.
And
So.
I seen that. So like my brothers didn't have to leave at 18. So I'm like, oh, you're not gonna be like my brothers getting no. I'm gonna make you a decent man.
Yeah,
But
kick them out, but make sure they can come back.
yes. That they can hold their own. They got a vision and a plan. A man without a plan plans to fail. So I'm always talking about a plan, making sure they can take care of themselves, not be dependent on me or anyone else.
So how old were you when you had your first child? If your mama asking?
19.
19. All right, so you're 19 when you had your first child. And I imagine with the second two, that's when you were married.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
what was your career like at that space? What were you doing in that space?
So in that space, I was doing property management. And it was actually after my last son that I had that wake up call, like, okay, I'm married, I have these kids, like life is decent, but I was still empty. And that's kind of when I had that epiphany of like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And even my marriage, like I'm married because that's what you're supposed to do, right?
You
And
didn't
so
like him?
I'm not gonna say I don't like him. Me and him, that's my homie. We're cool. We're better friends than partners.
Now you know how y'all women do us, right? So you sitting there, he proposed to you because he probably felt like, well, A, he loved you, and
Yeah.
B, he felt like, hey, I gotta make sure I show up 1,000% for her. And it's hard to tell us brothers that we're not enough to fill that void that you're missing. And so do you feel like that was the case? Like having this marriage still wasn't filling the void, or was it just because of infidelity or something like that? Was that
It was a lot of things. It wasn't just one thing. It was multiple things. But what I can say is he has been 100% supportive of me taking that step into purpose, into me really finding myself. I have to say he has definitely been supportive in that space because he understood like some of the things that I struggled with, what I really desired, the greatness in me. He's seen it before I actually seen it in myself. So he has definitely been a huge supporter on this journey.